Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and M.O.D.O.K Head Games, issue number 1. You know, seeing the people involved in this, a movie director and an actor, even though it's an actor that is going to be the voice in the upcoming M.O.D.O.K animated series, I'm literally thinking to myself, this is going to be booty. This is going to be a horrible comic book. At best, it's going to give me an idea of what the upcoming TV series is going to be like. And I got to be honest, reading this comic book, if the TV series is anything like this, it's going to be damn good. I genuinely enjoyed this, despite everything in my body saying, no, don't do it. Let's give credit where credit is due, and then we'll break into more about the story. So this issue is called Head Games. Well, the whole series is called Head Games. Jordan Blum, and Patton Oswalt. They are the writers. Scott Hepburn on art and Carlos Lopez doing colors. VC's Travis Lanham on letters. Cully Hamner doing the cover art. Hell yeah, baby. And Doley doing the variant cover. I don't think I've ever seen anything by Doley. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee created M.O.D.O.K. That was in one of the early issues of Captain America. So we start off with a scene that pretty much looks like it should be directly out of Tom King's Vision 12-issue limited series. Anyway, actually, I guess it would be a maxi series if it was in DC standards, but anyway. And he's basically remembering something from when he was his human version of himself, or it's an implanted memory, or it's something else. It seems like Monica Rappaccini is behind this, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. It could just be a thing. She could just be a voyeur. I'm not here to judge her tastes, but I am here to say that when this breaks into a train heist, I'm literally thinking to myself, this is going to be stupid. But then I'm seeing guardsman armor all over the place, and I miss the guardsman armors. There should be many more stories with them. Project Pegasus, all of them. Instead, they're trying to rob a Stark Unlimited freight train, whatever, super bullet train. And like, this is actually really fun. M.O.D.O.K keeps on getting distracted by these memories that every so often impair his ability to function cognitively outside of his own mind. You know, it like sucks him in, which is really cool. He's thinking it's a virus. He's got to self-diagnose or something, you know, run a virus scan or something. He's like, this is a really interesting story. They actually wound up getting into a fight that, first off, it turns super silly well, not even super silly. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. It's not like slapstick humor. They start using a bunch of things that they were able to steal from people and whatnot, and it's actually a very interesting fight. It's like, okay, I'm kind of digging this stuff. M.O.D.O.K with a web slinger, you know what I'm saying? The photonic Captain America shield. A whole bunch of interesting, cool things. They're just using all these different parts. I think it's funny. At one point, Monica Rappaccini takes a banner boost, so just her left arm winds up pumping up to full strength, like, you know, big and green and veiny, muscular and whatnot. And she says that she's got a family, so if she's a straight woman, then I know which side of the bed she sleeps on. Married straight women will get that joke immediately. Anyway, I thought that this was actually a really good fight. Plus, the way that it happens, look for that homage to the old Chris Claremont days on X-Men. The first time that they go up against the Hellfire Club, the Wolverine thing. Oh my God, that was freaking perfect. That was the moment. When I saw that, I'm like, you know what? If they're going to do silly, freaking let them do silly right now. Because it's been serious up till now. I keep on expecting silly. If they want to do silly, let's see it now, because that was perfect. And it does start to get a little bit silly, but just for a certain period of time, just enough. What's funny is, unlike when, and I'm going to say a name here, and because I'm not a fan of this person's, basically Daniel Kibblesmith. I don't think this person should ever, ever, ever be allowed to write comic books again. I think that Marvel should learn their lesson by now, that he's simply not what comic books need. He doesn't get it. He's putting his own take, and he's not reverent to the stories, and that's ridiculous. You know, you're not going to see me out on a football field. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to disrespect those guys. And the football fans would give me hell for it, and the football players would literally send me to hell for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to step into your church and start preaching your religion to you. I am not going to walk into a freaking chemistry lab and start dictating to people how, or start writing a book on chemistry. And I'm not going to go and try and be a stand-up comedian or write for Colbert, Stephen Colbert. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have the qualifications to do it. So at the end of the day, Kibblesmith or whoever can get pissed off at me for saying that, but I'm spitting facts. I'm spitting facts, and I would love to hear the counter argument for that. The man is not good at doing comic books. Bye-bye. You're gone. And take your stupid freaking safe space and all that stuff with you. All that being said, I wanted to say the exact same thing about Blum and Oswald. And I hope I'm not butchering their names, but, you know, I don't think I'm butchering Patton's name, but I might. I'm looking at B-L-U-M. I think it's Blum. It shouldn't be Bloom. Anyway, I want to say that this isn't going to be good either, but I'm reading it, and the proof is in the pudding. This is a fantastic comic book, and they're giving a certain level of reverence. Now, some people may argue, I think it was Greg Pak who did the one, wasn't it he who did the Fall of the Hulks, where we had the intelligentsia and M.O.D.O.K was a part of that, and we saw that he had a bunch of cloned bodies and whatnot, and it was such a great idea. This is how canon happens in the comic books. You see or do something that is so amazing that the fans love it so much that they right away say, oh, this is canon from this point on, right? Meanwhile, if something really stupid happens, we're like, that's not canon. No, I can't say this is canon ever, right? So it's funny the way that canonized comic books work. It's whatever, it is what it is, right? But how many different ongoing monthly or more publications do we have that come out? TV series don't come out as often as comic books. Sports games don't happen as often as comic books. You know what I'm saying? The same teams playing against the same teams, they don't happen as often as comic books come out. Movies don't come out. Novels don't come out. Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head comes out as often as a comic book. This is one of the fastest producing medias out there. It's very hard to maintain consistency and fluency of story. But if you can manage to pull it off, then in my opinion, you're showing yourself to be one of the elites in the industry. And it's a multi-million, billion-dollar industry. Just look at what the movies are doing with them, you know? But look at what TV is doing. Just look in general. So seeing this team, and make no mistake, the art in this, I shouldn't even have to comment on how brilliant this freaking art is. I mean, yeah, look at M.O.D.O.K attacking everybody. Look at this. It looks like it should be silly, but like he's burning somebody with his bottom torch. He eviscerates this dude over here. This guy over here gets sliced and diced to the point where he's in boxes. This dude just gets like shredded. Like, wow. Wow. And this is just a random page that I opened up to. This is an amazing issue of a comic book, my peeps. You want to get something that is just a hands down gorgeous and amazing comic book with story. Boom, this is it. This is undeniably my surprise pick of the week. This completely blows. It's playing head games with me right now. I can't wait for the next issue. But it completely blows away any expectation that I had, good or mostly bad, of what this was going to be. Damn, this is really good. If I miss issue 2, it's going to be something where I'm going to be so upset if this book gets bought out, if issue 2 gets bought out before I get there. I don't want a Comixology this. I want to hold this freaking comic book in my hand like this one. This is a really, really good issue. Guys, take to heart what I'm saying. It's true. It's damn true. I'll talk to you guys later. Like the video, watch an ad. comicbookuni.com. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.